everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good week. As you would have seen, it was announced yesterday that Kevin Nolan and the rest of the backroom staff have left West Ham United. It's a real shame. I was hoping Nolan was going to stay, but let's go into a bit more detail in talking about Lopetegui and what he's going to be doing with the backroom staff. There's been a lot of shuffling going on over the last few days. As always, well, that sounded a bit dirty, that didn't. There's a lot of shuffling going on. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts, and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, as you can see from the icon that's up here. And any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they are currently supporting over 60 separate food banks as of the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those the less fortunate than you and I. But if you can't afford to do that, that's perfectly fine. But you still want to donate to the food bank, there is a Just Giving link in the description below, so you can donate straight there. £1, £2, £5, whatever you can afford. Believe me, guys, it will help every single person. It really will. Now, so it's meant to be announced today that if it hasn't already, by the time you guys get to see this, that Lopetegui has been announced as a first ever West Ham coach. We've always had managers right from back in having Thames Ironworks. It's always been the case. He's the first ever manager, no longer manager, I should say, first ever coach to be appointed at West Ham. It looks like he's going to be on a 2-year deal with possibly an option for a third if he qualifies for Europe. I'm not sure if that's meant to be this coming season, or the season after. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. Obviously, more information is going to be coming out in the morning if it hasn't already done so. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed to see that the majority of the backroom staff have left. As I say, obviously Kev Nolan has left. I've got a lot of time from him, but at the same point, I can understand why he wouldn't want to do that for the rest of his career. For one, he's been very loyal to David Moyes. He's had his arguments with him, as we all know. But I do generally think it's a great idea for that to happen. I'm sure he's going to get himself back into management at some point at a lower level, like he was doing before he came in. And it also looks like the goalkeeping coach, Xavi something or other, it looks like there's a good chance that he's staying as well, because his name wasn't in the list of of the backroom staff members that have left. So that's quite good. He's done cracking work with Fabianski and Areola as well, for that matter. So yeah, I'm glad that he's going to be staying in. Makes sense. He's Spanish. Lopetegui is Spanish, so it makes sense from that point of view. So it also looks like Rob Newman has left as well. We kind of thought that, but as a replacement, I'm guessing Tim Steidten has brought in his younger brother Moritz, and he was a former player himself in the German leagues, and he's previously worked for about 9 years as a scout for German side of Brennan. So keeping that family link into Europe, by all means. Another person that's coming in is a man called Max Hahn, who comes in as head of technical recruitment and analysis, which I'm kind of guessing is in line with what Moritz is doing and what Rob Newman used to do. And for that matter, I think that's a cracking idea. Now, apparently, Han has been said to have had quite a modern approach to recruitment, which is probably one of the reasons why, guys, it looks like we're actually going to be doing our business early for a change, rather than far-arsing around with 5 or 6 weeks to go. And it looks like Han is also very skilled at using data to recruit players, and is also implementing many new procedures from what I'm reading in terms of what X has put up on Patreon. I'm guessing one of those new procedures, as I say, is us going out and getting players done very quickly. And he's also been an assistant manager at Darmstadt 98 and Dynamo Dresden. Now, I don't think that makes much of a difference to you and I, but what will make a difference for people of my age and older, or slightly younger, is he's only 28. I don't like it when people are very younger than me who get in senior roles and things, but that's the way football is. There's managers there in the league now that are in any league now for that matter, that are younger than me. So it's fine. I'm getting old. Can't help it. We're talking to 28-year-olds. It also looks like Dylan Colonel has been promoted, possibly, I guess, as first team recruitment analyst even. He's said to be a big West Ham fan. Dylan's been at the club since June 2018, having moved from Cardiff Academy's performance analyst. So that's great from that point of view. His first role at West Ham was at the under-18s level, he was an under-18s performance analyst. Analyst even. I'm really trying not to say analyst, but it's analyst. Before being promoted to the head of the academy analysis as well, for that matter. He was also part of the successful academy side staff in recent years, as we know, with the juniors winning the last season now, obviously beating Arsenal in the under 21s FA Cup final sort of thing. And he's also and it looks like the majority of this work has got him to be where he is, and he is now becomes automatically, almost by default for that matter, to be the longest serving academy member. Oh, sorry, longest serving backroom staff. He's only been in it for about a couple of days. Now, many of the academy players who have worked with Dylan's absolutely seem to love him completely. They really seem to really enjoy working with him, so that's great. I'm hoping he's going to be that sort of catalyst between the under 21s and the first team. Now, there's a lot of mixed conversations going on about Lopetegui himself, in terms of, Wolves fans weren't happy with it. But a lot of people also that know Lopetegui have said how great a person he is. There's a great article by the Shane Thomas did on The Athletic a few days ago, where contrary to what everybody seems to be saying, it looks like he actually does want to keep the core of the squad, which is great news, because as we know, we will talk about in a few days, as we know, there's going to be a lot of clearing out that needs to happen. And also, for that matter, he's very intrigued and interested in seeing what the under-21s can do as well, and possibly looking to promote them up into the senior squad as well. So, regardless of everybody feeling a little bit flat about this appointment because it's not a sexy appointment, yada yada yada, I'm actually quite looking forward to it, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not bounding around all over the place, of course, but at the same point, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I really, really am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I know a lot of people are saying it's an end of an era. It's not for me. 4 years isn't long enough to be an era. An era is that's a redknapp. That's a relative. Well, that wasn't much longer either, for that matter. So. But you guys, you know what I'm saying. A long, long appointment. John Lyall, for example, Ron Greenwood, that sort of thing. That's a long stead. Arsene Wenger, yada yada yada. That's end of an era when those managers were stepping down. That's an end of an era as far as I'm concerned. This one's just for me personally, and let me know what you're thinking in the comments, of course. But me personally, this is just another link in the chain as far as I'm concerned. Now, guys, talking of which. We've had hell of a lot. Over 6,500 people have viewed this channel, and only 55 people have subscribed in the last 4 weeks. There's over 70% of you guys are not subscribed. So by all means, if you're enjoying it, thank you to everybody. Of course, it's got to 2,560. We absolutely smashed that target a couple of weeks ago, and I'm very, very grateful for you guys for doing that. I know a lot of you people are enjoying it, so by all means, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. At the end of the day, the button's only down there, for Pete's sake. All it costs you is a couple of clicks, including making sure your notifications are set to all. It doesn't cost you an absolute penny. We're going to obviously try and do a lot more information. When these new players are on the verge of actually being confirmed, then we'll talk about it. I don't get involved in rumours in any shape or form. There's research, yes, but there isn't rumour bait. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. As I say, put your comments in the comments section below. Let me know what you're thinking. Now it's looking pretty much official, and I'd love to hear from you. Take care, and I'll see you soon. All the best now.